Breaking news! Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp have just released a photo, a still from a video called the Mosul Orb video. And this is the Mosul Orb. As you can see, it's a sphere, I believe, taken by a drone in the Middle East. And it is a hint of what is to come. Hopefully the full video will drop soon. But this is the big news that's been making the round, so let's go over it. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. Please hit like, please subscribe, and hit the bell. Please share this video when it drops on social media. That would be super helpful. And please comment on the video as I'm going through it. All right, here is what Jeremy and George actually had to say about it.
And this is weaponized. I think we should try to give people something that they didn't have yesterday, something that's new today, and kind of describe a little bit about it. There'll be more context put out about it soon. But I think
we want to encourage people to go ahead and continue to reach out to us and send us information, and we will protect your identity if that's necessary, protect the source of the information. A lot of that information is coming into both of us, and we're going to give an example.
So when people come with information, in this case to me an image, I need to make sure if this is a legitimate image and story behind it. It is a military filmed image, an intelligence agency filmed image, and it's called the Mosul Orb.
Mosul, Iraq.
Correct, this is an image taken over northern Iraq. And this is fine to put out, the image itself, and I have some detailed information about it, but here's the very basics. This is in the U.F.O category within our intelligence community. This is an example of one of the U.F.Os that our military and intelligence community is looking at. It's just one of many images. This one is actually a still from a video. It's a brief video, maybe 4 seconds, where this orb, or this metallic looking ball, runs alongside a spy plane, and it is shown in this footage moving alongside the plane without dropping in altitude at all. I don't know if it is a UFO or what a UFO is. It's unidentified, but this is within, I don't know how to say this. This is part of the conversation of our intelligence community. This is an example of what they're looking at.
I know when I first saw it, when you first showed it to me, I thought to the USS Omaha. I mean, it's a heck of a lot similar to the craft that was flying around there.
Isn't it funny? UFOs are often reported in 4 basic shapes. You've got spheres, pyramids, cubes, and cigars. I mean, it's like these very fundamental shapes, totally not aerodynamic at all, right?
Or cubes in spheres. Yes, spheres in cubes. Those are not exactly.
Well, none of them. You got a flying cube, a flying sphere, a flying pyramid, and a flying cigar. I mean, these shapes are not aerodynamic.
So for purposes of the people listening by audio, they're not going to be able to see this image unless they look it up. But
look it up.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Look, there's no one piece of evidence or footage that is groundbreaking, especially still imagery. But I wanted people today to have a sense of some of the stuff that we're going to be releasing on this podcast. And again, this is a reconnaissance plane in northern Iraq, and this is from a 4-second video where this metallic sphere moves alongside the craft without any descent, any falling in any way. And this is one of the pieces of video and photographic evidence that is within the intelligence community saying, this is a UFO. We caught one. What can we determine from it? And there's just so much of this stuff. You'll never see this in the public realm other than right here.
Okay, so does that mean that it was taken from the spy plane, or was it taken from a drone looking at the spy plane? I don't know. Hopefully we'll find out more information. There is an article over here on the Daily Mail I wanted to go through, and let's see if there's anything interesting here. Exclusive metallic-looking orb is seen flying over Iraqi city of Mosul in 2016. First ever publicly revealed UFO footage taken by U.S. spy plane in a conflict zone, as expert warns of significant risk to troops overseas. Daily Mail obtained an exclusive image of a metallic-looking orb flying over an Iraqi city caught on video by a U.S. spy plane. There you go. The image captured in April 2016 by an intelligence reconnaissance plane was included in a classified video on UFOs shown to multiple U.S. government agencies. The briefing video describes it as a short clip of an unidentified flying orb that appears to have a metallic shine to its surface and shows the strange object flying over the city of Mosul in northern Iraq, with the background of the shot showing the streets below. And the first publicly revealed image from the U.S. government's ongoing UFO investigation showing an unidentified aircraft or craft over a conflict zone. A UFO flying around where the U.S. military is operating has sparked security and safety concerns at the Department of Defense, with military officials worried it could endanger pilots and ground troops. Okay, interesting. And how would it pose a danger to them? If it's a danger to pilots, is it a danger of shooting them down, as in the Italy helicopter incident? Or is it a danger of colliding with them? As Preston Dennett has reported, there have been numerous collisions with UFOs from all sorts of vehicles over the years. This is at odds with what the new U.A.P. report said, which is that there's no collisions and no health effects. Yeah, nothing to see here. Move along. All right, let's see what else it says. Although the image itself is not classified, footage from which the image was captured was part of a classified briefing produced by the Pentagon's U.A.P. task force, a unit tasked with investigating UFO incidents. Yes. It was obtained by journalists Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, who have released the image on their new UFO podcast, Weaponized. And I will link to that a full interview in the description, along with this article. In a 4-second video titled Mosul Orb included in the briefing, the UFO appears for 1 second as it flies alongside the spy plane. Intriguingly, the object appears to have no apparent flight surfaces like wings or discernible propulsion. An intelligence source with operational knowledge of the footage said it was filmed using full motion video by DGS-1. I'm not sure what DGS-1 mean, implying that the plane sensors captured infrared and other data when it filmed the UFO. DailyMail.com understands that officials who assembled the briefing video believe the orb was under intelligent control. One intelligence source said the video was sent to the Joint Base Langley Eustis in Virginia, where imagery and electronic signals intelligence experts studied it for United States Central Command, CENTCOM. Despite being analyzed and studied by intelligence experts for over 6 years, the incident remains unexplained. Daily Mail can now reveal that the case formed part of the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, Preliminary Assessment on UFOs, a report published in May 2021, which analyzed 144 cases and found an explanation for just one. Yeah, we're familiar with the preliminary report, which was in some ways a lot more satisfying than the actual report, which revealed nothing but lies, essentially. Lies in some numbers. Let's see. In October, Daily Mail revealed information from the classified version of this report. One source who had seen the report described dozens of videos on classified servers showing metallic-looking orbs captured by U.S. spy planes or drones in the Middle East, similar to the image released today. These drones operate 20 to 25,000 feet up in the air, and they're flying around. We're keeping an eye on bad guys all over the world, the source said. An operator will be zoomed in looking at a town in Syria, and all of a sudden a little orb will go flying through the viewfinder. So, that's interesting. Obviously there's been these UFOs and U.A.P. Sighted over war zones since at least World War II. There may have even been some cases in World War I where the beings were involved. But everybody's familiar with the Foo Fighters. And we learned recently from Wendell Stevens, obviously he has passed on, but in a video I made recently about a presentation he gave, he was talking about the various shapes of the Foo Fighters. I had always assumed them simply to be the luminous balls, but in fact, we see in the Foo Fighters all the various shapes we're seeing today. So that was really interesting and useful information. Thank you, Wendell Stevens. And, when you look at these luminous balls, or at least the spherical thing, you wonder if that's something similar to the cosmics, the orbs they're seeing in the Ukraine. But I get the feeling those are more luminous, and this is more of a metallic kind of thing. There is a brief segment of this interview with John Ramirez where he discusses orbs. So let's hear what John has to say.
The U.S. detected it through infrared payload flying in space.
Here, I don't think he's specifically referencing the Mosul orb.
So we had satellites that had infrared sensors, and the infrared sensors detected the presence of these orbs. And they were not like anomalies. They were not like, I know NASA loves to use those dust on the camera lens or something like that.
Yeah.
No, these were objects that were light objects that looked orange, 600 nanometers. You can look that up. That wavelength is orange. And they were flying together in formation under intelligent control. That is, they were maneuvering. Dust doesn't maneuver like that. And they were going to a destination. They were traveling to go somewhere. That's what we detected that started all of this rolling from the orb side, the light orb side of things.
All right. Well, we know that orbs have been seen around forever. I mean, orbs are one of the most common UFOs out there, if not the most common. The UFO that I saw was very likely an orb. It was at night. I just saw it as a luminous object, but, it definitely looked like it could have been round. So, these craft or whatever they are very common, but there do seem to be different sorts. There's the metallic ones, there's the luminous ones, there's the dark ones called the phantoms. At least that's what the astronomers in the Ukraine are calling them. However, there is new information that the phantoms and the cosmics could actually be the same things seen at different places in the atmosphere. If they're at a certain point in the, I think the troposphere is what they call it, the lower Earth atmosphere, they appear as phantoms or as cosmics, and if they're above that line, they appear as the other one. So that is some new information, and that is not confirmed yet, but those could be the same objects. So that's really interesting. So are those the same objects as these metallic looking ones? Hard to say. Who knows? That's why they're unidentified. But please let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and all that good sort of stuff. See you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road signing out.